5 minutes after 8 o'clock, welcoming you to our new feature, Beyond Borders, your guide to U.S. real estate investment. And this is a new feature, all courtesy of our sponsors, our kind sponsors. We're talking about Vivid Mortgages Incorporated out of New York. On Thursday mornings at 8:05, for about 10 or so minutes, we'll be here with a representative of Vivid Mortgages telling you many things, including how you can in fact invest in real estate in the United States of America, even if you don't have a visa or social security number. What are the requirements? How can you get that and get there and get that investment? All of that we'll find out in this feature as we say good morning and welcome to our very special guest, the marketing director of Vivid Mortgages Incorporated, Nasancia Charles. Good morning, Miss Charles.
Good morning, Richie. How are you?
I am doing well, and I hope you are too.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank God.
How is the Big Apple this morning? New York doing well?
New York is doing good. The weather is changing, and we love it. Fall is here. Fall is right around the corner.
Ah, got you. Nasancia, I don't know about your office or your telephone numbers, but I have been getting several calls to my number. People asking me things like, that promo I hear you have on the radio, is that for real? They want to know the facts. And so we're so happy that you're joining us this morning, especially for foreign nationals who are not in the United States necessarily, but would love to have an investment. I want you to delve in on this topic for me today, which is the whole matter of international investors, foreign national loans. What is that all about? Let's go. What is the foreign national loan?
In simple terms, it's a loan designed for non-U.S. citizens who want to invest in real estate here in the U.S. So whether you're from Jamaica, Europe, Asia, anywhere in the world, you are qualified, or not, I'm not going to say qualified, but you have the opportunity to invest in the U.S. by purchasing a rental income property and only put 20% down.
All right. So you said two things there that are of note. It has to be a rental income property.
Correct.
And that is key, right?
That is key.
And the other thing is you need to have a 20% deposit.
Correct. So yes, you need to have 20% down payment. Mm-hmm. And the good news is that 20% can be a gift. And the way how we explain the gift is that could be funds from your family and close friends that could be used to cover that 20%.
Okay. So if you have a fairly rich relative or somebody who's kind to you, you can get that deposit as a gift to allow you to invest. All right, I'm learning a lot. Now, so you don't need no social security number, no tax ID, no green card, no visa necessary. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so you won't need any social, no tax ID, none of that to qualify. All you need is a valid passport from the country that you are from, but the collateral is the rental income property. Mm-hmm. The property has to be based here in the U.S., anywhere in the U.S., mm-hmm. and the rental will be the collateral or what the loan will use to qualify for the program.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Now, let's get back into the requirements. What are the requirements to access this facility?
So the requirements, again, is 20% down, working with a preferred realtor or realtor of your choice anywhere in the U.S. to locate a rental income property. The rental income property could be a single family, it could be a 2-family, or a 3-family, or a 4-family. Mm-hmm. So as long as that rental income is bringing in income to cover the projected mortgage, and there is enough room for profit, mm-hmm. that will be the qualification. That would be the main qualification. Minus if you were here in the U.S., mm-hmm. you will also need to have a credit score or a few other qualifications. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to foreign residents, since we have no trace of or again, most countries don't have a credit. Most credit, we have nothing to backtrace like your income or etc. there. So we use the collateral here in the U.S., which is the rental income.
All right. Now, I've been reading and I saw something called a seller's concession. I want to get onto, the closing costs, which you referred to earlier on. I understand that these can be covered by a seller's concession. What exactly is a seller's concession?
Well, it's a financial incentive that a seller offers to a buyer to make home purchases more affordable. And it could also be a seller assist, or it could be called a seller's contribution. And the main purpose is to assist the buyer to cover their closing costs, leveraging the loan that they are acquiring for that property.
Is that a popular feature in transactions like these?
Yes, it's popular for the traditional here, like the FHA conventional, and it's also based on the appraised value of the property. So if you put in an offer on a property, say for like $700,000, and the appraised value come back for 740, or even at the 700, you can have your realtor negotiate with the seller side of the transaction and ask them if they are willing to cut back the profit that they're supposed to net on the purchase to allow you to cover your closing costs, because closing costs is an additional expense when it comes to purchasing a property here in the U.S.
It sounds to me like that is where Vivid Mortgages definitely would come in and basically assist the buyer in terms of accessing that seller's concession. That is where you'd come in now, isn't that right?
So it's, yes, the bank also, but it's the property and the seller. So the seller will have to agree, because if a seller is like, no, I want to net $700,000, and the bank appraised value is saying $700,000, there's no way for seller's concession. So no, not really. It's on the bank. It's all parties involved, but mostly the seller, because the seller is looking towards cutting the net or the profit that they're supposed to be making off the sale of the property to cover your closing cost expense.
All right. Now, you mentioned that these have to be rental properties. Where can they be found in the United States of America?
Rental properties it could be anywhere in the U.S. We can close loans or fund when it comes to that popular loan product, like the foreign investors, that is backed by the DHCR loan, that anywhere in the U.S. It could be Florida, Georgia, Texas, upstate New York, Philly, Delaware, anywhere that foreign investor wants to expand their real estate portfolio.
So you're telling me, Ms. Charles, that no income or employment verification is required in these transactions?
No, the reason is it's hard to, we're in the U.S. and most of these countries are third party, and yes, some are first world, third world country, and some are first world again, and they're not equipped or have the technology or the paperwork to send to us. And then when you're working with outside companies or outside governments, sometimes it takes forever to get certain verification. It's not like here in the U.S. where we can get verification of employment by reaching out or calling. It's like going through another hurdle. So that's why this product uses a rental property that is based here in the property. That's based here in the U.S. So if you don't pay your mortgage, if you default on your loan, all the bank can do is put you into foreclosure and take it back. I mean, you can take up the property and bring it back to your country. You can.
God, right.
So really, it's like you having that extra foothold or access to the U.S. economy by owning a piece of real estate here. You can bring the real estate to your country. So that's why the collateral is here in the U.S.
Wow, we're talking about the Foreign Nationals Loan. You can get that through Vivid Mortgages Incorporated. They're based in Queens, New York. By the way, let me just give you their number. I will again at the end of the program, but I know many people are wanting to get a hold of this information even in greater detail. 718-831-2800. That's 718-831-2800. We're talking about a product where for foreign nationals, it's a foreign nationals loan. As you heard from Ms. Childs, no income or employment verification is required, no credit report or reference letters needed, no housing history required, and the big one, no visa is required for you to access this investment. Do you have many Jamaicans as clients?
Yes. Being that we're located right off Jamaica Avenue in Queens, which is a lot of Jamaicans live around that area. So, yes, I would say around 40% of our clientele are Jamaican.
Okay. And you're Jamaican, by the way. So
Yeah.
that should also be noted. Now, I understand that there is a satisfied customer of yours, a Jamaican as well, who basically has provided an endorsement and a thank you for the services that you have provided to him. His name is Marvin Harriott. Did I get that right?
Yes, that's Marvin. That's one of my best clients.
All right. And I'm gonna allow Marvin to speak a little bit about his experience with Vivid Mortgages Incorporated. Here is Marvin Harriott.
Current law enforcement officer in the state of New York. I was trying to create some cash flow, and I reached out to Nancy from Vivint Mortgage. She helped me obtain a investment property in Syracuse, New York, and she also helped me find renters for that property. Later on, I also wanted to obtain a rental property in New York City, and she helped me find that property, and I purchased a 2-family in Queens, New York. Nancy was also able to help me rent that out and create some cash flow for myself. So Nancy is a effective realtor, and I thank her.
That's Marvin singing your praises, Nancy.
Yes.
You helped him to get not one but 2 properties, is what he said.
Yes, so Marvin was referred to me a couple of years back, and actually like 2-3 years ago, and he wanted to invest in real estate and expand his portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So we did locate him a property upstate, and we funded it. And then he ended up getting 2 separate tenants for 2 separate units because it was a multi-family.
Mm-hmm.
And that multi-family covered the mortgage and had him walk away with profits monthly. And then based on that one property, based on the results and that one property, he ended up getting another 2-family in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found him a tenant for the top floor. That tenant is still there today.
Mm-hmm.
And then just recently, I helped him get another tenant for the first floor, and his mortgage is covered,
Mm-hmm.
and he's making profit.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's him making residual income based. That's him making residual income both off his properties. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That is fantastic. Congratulations to Marvin, and big thank you to you. Many more persons can say thank you. And so how can people find you? Where can they come if they're in the States, in Queens, New York, or how can they reach you, whether on social media or on telephone numbers? Give us all of those details before you go this morning.
Okay, so we are on Instagram. You can reach out to us there or a DM. And our Instagram is Vivid Mortgages. And that's our handler's account. And then our address here in Queens is 21135 Jamaica Avenue, Queens Village, New York, zip code 11428. And our telephone number is 718-831-2800.
All right. All the ways that you can find Vivid Mortgages Incorporated, sponsors of this exciting new feature, Beyond Borders, right here on the Richie B Morning Show. I learned a lot, and I'm quite excited with what I'm hearing, Nasancia. We know that your phone lines are going to be ringing off the hook. I hope you're prepared for all of these calls that will be coming in, because I'm sure many of our listeners will want to hear more. 718-831-2800. Thank you, Nasancia Charles, for your time and for the information you shared today on Beyond Borders. Have a great day, and we catch up again with you next week. Take care.
Same to you, Richard. Thank you.
Maximum respects. That's of course Nasancia Charles, marketing director at Vivid Mortgages Incorporated. She is a Jamaican, and she can assist you in that process if you're interested in owning property in the United States of America, whichever state for that matter. And they're at Vivid Mortgages Incorporated.